Hello, welcome to Rappler Talk. I'm Marites Vitug and joining us is the man of the hour or of the next weeks, Senator Francis Kiko Pangilinan. He is the president of the Liberal Party and campaign manager of Otso Diretso. Thank you very much, Senator Pangilinan, for joining us.
Thank you, Marites, and to your viewers.
Yes.
I'm glad to be here.
Let's start with the difficult question. If elections were held today or soon, apparently two of your candidates can make it to the Senate.
Two of eight, yes.
Two of eight, or maybe one. So why do you think this is happening, or what are the factors which account for this?
Well, first, the elections are not today.
Okay,
So-
that's the good news. The bad news is
We have around 40 days to go. From day one, we knew this is going to be an uphill battle. Alam natin na hindi ito madali. We could have chosen candidates because of their popularity per se. No? Except that we said no, we will have to make sure that the candidates' qualifications are unquestionable. It was a difficult decision, pero in the end, sabi natin, pag nakita naman ng ating mga kababayan yung kanilang track record at yung kanilang biodata, ika nga, at naging record of service, hindi madaling dalhin. No? Madaling dalhin, magaan dalhin. Sorry. So yun ang inumpisahan natin. Offhand, however, in the last two surveys, nakita natin yung trajectory ng ating mga kandidato. True enough, nagdodoble. In fact, meron triple, meron pang times 5 ang kanyang pag-angat ng approval at ng kanyang awareness. Naniniwala tayo na pagdating ng araw ng halalan, mas marami pa dun sa ating mga kababayan. Pag nakilala yung ating 8 kandidato, ay makukuha ang kanilang suporta. Yun ang hamon. How do we raise the awareness of our voters regarding the candidates? You know? How do we raise the candidates' awareness so that the voters know who these Otso Diretso candidates are? Pag umiikot tayo, kilala na yung Otso Diretso eh.
yung phrase na
Yes.
Otso Diretso.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alam na nila na ito ang mga kandidato ni Vice President Lenny. Alam nila na hindi na oposisyon ito. Hindi ito ang mga kandidato ng administrasyon. At ang pinakahamon na lang, how do we now translate the popularity and the stickiness of Otso Diretso into the awareness, greater awareness of those of our candidates, particularly the 6.
So yun ba yung what you're going to do itong remaining 40 days, 41 days?
Yes.
So yan ang ginagawa nyo pag-ikot ngayon in most parts of the country?
Well, we still have our TV ads.
Yes.
We still have that planned towards the end. Of course, hindi tayo tulad ng kabila ng billion worth of ads ang nailalabas. But we have enough to reach a critical mass, critical number of our voters. And we have to ensure that that continues. And then we have our ground campaign, the door-to-door persuasion campaign, wherein we actually bring, volunteers actually bring the 8 with flyers, introduce the 8 to our voters. This, of course, in our positions on issues. We have taken clear positions, for example, on the ICC case filed by former Ombudsman Morales and former Ambassador Secretary Del Rosario. We have taken a strong position on this. Our candidates support that petition. We've taken a strong position also on the Acierto investigation, the Acierto expose.
Yes.
And they have taken a position that this has to be investigated. We believe these taking strong positions on issues also will have a bearing on our voters. We're thankful also, and we're securing support more and more sa mga civil society organizations, mga non-government organizations. Recently, yung People's Council, composed of different faith-based organizations, have come out endorsing 10, but all 8 of the Otso Diretso are part of that 10. This includes the LAICO. This is the lay Christian communities, the basic ecclesiastical communities up to the barangays. No? Their presence is up to the barangays. So we welcome that. This is a sign for us, no, that even the faith-based organizations are taking a keen interest in the campaign, and we are gaining traction and support in this regard.
Do you think this will translate into sermons in the pulpits? Diba, do you think you have the support also of priests on the ground? Not that it's entirely the Catholic Bishops' Conference, but on the ground.
Yes. In fact, of course, they would rather not come out because they
Bawal
cannot.
ba yun sa kanila?
Yun ang hindi
naman.
ko alam. Parang ano ata, they have to be, siyempre, di ba? They have to, how do you call it? They represent all colors,
Yes,
di ba?
yeah.
But merong mga mangilan-ngilan na talagang, although hindi sila lumalabas openly, they are in direct contact with us and providing us support, saying that we cannot come out openly, but we will support the decision of the People's Council to have 10, and including Otso Diretso.
Do you believe, I think ito yung one of the earliest campaign lines ng Otso Diretso, that this is a referendum on Duterte. Do you agree? Kasi parang popularity contest lang ito eh. But
Well, up to a certain degree, it ought to be a referendum on the president, except that the difficulty of getting the issues out, the difficulty of getting their candidates to debate, is making it more and more precisely less of a referendum, but more of a what's this? A circus, a show. We try our best to articulate the issues as we go around the country. We have interviews on local radio, we have interviews on national TV, and we have been consistent in our call and our participation in debates. But yes, it ought to be a referendum of his policies, but we're having more and more, it's very difficult to bring out the issues precisely because, to begin with, they don't want to debate. What they want to do is to sing and to dance and to and this is most unfortunate. But we will press on, no? And this is also a challenge, I guess, to the independent media, now under fire and under attack. The more we are unable to bring our stories out because of fear, unable to get our positions covered for one reason or the other, the more the debate, the more it becomes difficult for this election to be an election on the basis of issues. But that does not mean we are giving up. We will continue to press.
you've experienced a number of senatorial elections. Ito ba yung kakaiba dahil ayaw nilang mag-debate? I remember in the past, merong kayong debates sa mga candidates for the Senate. Is this the first time that...
Well, this is the first time that the non-candidates are the one who wants to debate with us.
Non-candidates?
Meaning Sara Duterte, and then the president himself has come out attacking and criticizing our candidates. Ang sa atin, maganda sana yun kung sila yung kandidato, pero hindi eh. Dapat yung mga kandidato ang naglalabas ng kanilang mga posisyon.
So parang silang babysitters ng kanilang candidates. Kasi...
palagay ko, alam nila yun eh. Alam nila na mataas ang rating nila. Alam nila wala silang... Hindi naman sila ang ihahalal. Sabihin na natin, para malihis. Para hindi na mapag-usapan yung mga issue na nakakaapekto dun sa mga kandidatura ng bawat kandidato, di ilihis natin. Pero tayo, kinakailangan ibalik natin. Dun sa, sino ba ihahalal dito? Dapat ba yung mga nasasangkot sa corruption, yung ba ang dapat bigyan ng tiwala? 10 billion yung Napoles Fund. Ngayon, meron kang rice competitive enhancement fund na 10 billion din. Eh, sino ihalal mo? Pagkakatiwalaan mo ba dun sa mga nasasangkot sa plunder? Yan dapat ang pinag-uusapan. Pero siyempre, pagka pinag-usapan yan at dinebate yan, apektado sila, kaya umiiwas.
Saka nakaka-affect ng ratings the way a candidate performs in a forum or in a debate.
Yes, definitely. And we've seen that in the last two elections. Kung sino yung sabihin na natin nakikita ng ating mga kababayan, yung mga sagot sa mga tanong kung kapani-paniwala ba o katanggap-tanggap ba. At dapat may mga tanong talagang dapat sagutin. Bakit hindi sinosoli ang 124 million? Bakit ang dami-daming tarpaulin? Saan galing yung pondo? Daang milyon ang ginagastos. Ito ang ilang mga issue na dapat malaman ang sagot ng ating mga kababayan na siyang mamimili. Ito bang mga ito ay pwedeng pagkatiwalaan o hindi? Yun ang ating itinutulak.
Itong election, aside from the silence of the candidates, how is it different from past elections? Kasi si Duterte is endorsing 13 candidates for 12 slots. Tapos
Well, the admin, kasi meron siyang sarili niya.
May sarili siya.
12, tapos yung hugpong, 13.
So naguguluhan ako or maybe others, pero bakit ganitong kakaiba yung presidente? First time to, di ba? Na a president is not endorsing his party. PDP laban siya eh. So, ina-expect natin, mayroon siyang team ng PDP laban. Parang sa inyo noon.
Yes, may ticket.
Yeah, an entire ticket.
Tama yan. Kakaiba nga eh. Ngayon din ako nakakita nung ini-endorso yung incumbent, at sine-endorso din yung kalaban ng incumbent. Doon ka magtataka. Kung talagang pinaniniwalaan mo yung kandidatura nung kung sino man yun, dapat mamili ka. Pero siguro sa kanila, dahil mas mabuting i-endorso parehas, dahil parehong susuporta sa kanila, ganun ang nagiging desisyon nila. Pero ako hindi ko makukuhang i-endorso dalawang kandidato dahil ano sasabihin ng tao sa akin? Manindigan ka, tumaya ka. Dito, hindi ka marunong tumaya, tinatayaan mo lahat. Hindi tama. Sa akin hindi tama.
So parang wala nang papel dito sa ginagawa ni Duterte, wala nang papel yung political party, although sinasabi nga ng marami na in Philippine politics, parties rarely matter. Pero dito, completely, it's out. Would you say that?
Well, it has
for them, not
it
for
has come to precisely, and even more let's say obnoxious situation na mahina na nga ang party system, lalo pang humihina, no? At lalo nang nawawalan ng saysay. So malaking hamon sa mga partido na ayusin ang ganitong sitwasyon. Ano pa ang saysay ng isang political party kung talagang it does not matter whether you are from a party or not. It does not matter whether you are 14 candidates in 12 slots. Basta lahat kayo, bahala kayo. Kumbaga, gulo-gulo na. No?
So, ang disadvantage nun, very confusing to a voter.
Who is already confused to begin with, di ba?
Kasi what if I vote for 14, 13, I can fill up, diba? So, invalidated yung ballots.
Yes,
pag ganun.
magiging invalidated dahil sumobra dun sa pwede lang i-shade. Sasabihin nung COMELEC, sino dito ang tatanggalin mo? Wala. Wala namang sinabing, diba? 12 lang ang pwede, 14 yan. Lahat, diba? Lahat invalidated.
Ito yung first na election na you're the campaign manager. You've run your own senatorial campaign. Is this the first time na campaign manager ka for an entire team?
This is my second, actually. Noong 2010, nung Pinoy was running for president, that was my first as campaign manager. And then I became campaign manager of BAM in 2013.
For one
For one candidate.
Okay.
And then this is now the second time.
if you were to compare today with 8 candidates and noon 2010,
12.
you had 12.
Yeah.
Magkaiba yung context, pero what lessons did you learn from 2010 na you could, I mean, which enriches you now in 2019 as a campaign manager?
Well, ultimately, it's, he who frames the issue succeeds in winning the hearts and minds. Pag na-frame mo yung issue correctly and it connects, meaning this is what the voters are concerned about. If your program precisely is spot on in terms of what the voters believe to be, the concerns, because after all, you're securing the support of the electorate. So you must know you must be able to determine with a great degree of certainty what matters to the electorate, so that you can generate this and inspire them and get their support. So ultimately, that's number one. How to get the support of the citizens by ensuring that what you have to offer is precisely what they are looking for in terms of public service, in terms of leadership. So yan, crucial yan. Another lesson learned is, you have to have enough resources to be able to launch an effective campaign. That one now is very difficult. Admittedly, marami sa mga dating sumusuporta takot. Hindi man sa finances, pati sa mga local leaders. We are experiencing actually a lot of harassment, a number of cases of harassment on the ground.
Harassment
Against our supporters, against local officials who might decide to support some of our candidates. May mga dito lang sa Maynila, mayroong pinatawag at sinabi dun sa mga lokal na opisyal na pag kayo luminya dyan sa Otso Diretso, di ba, mag-iingat kayo, di ba? And not only that, in Cebu, we had to in the last minute change plans because the locals were afraid to be associated with us for fear of having di ba, a backlash or sila ay mabalikan ng administrasyon. So mayroong ding ganung intimidation and harassment.
Na hindi nangyari nung 2010.
Wala nung 2010.
So the climate of fear, parang bago ito for a democratic exercise. Meron tayong climate of fear and intimidation.
Yes. In fact, may mga gustong tumulong, pero sa akin mismo sinasabi, pag nalaman kasi nung kabila na kami tumutulong, baka kami balikan.
So yun ba sinasabi nyo sa inyong, in social media or sa mga ground campaigns nyo about this climate of fear?
We do share it with our supporters na mag-iingat, pero kinakailangan laban pa rin. Sinasabi rin natin sa ating mga nais sumuporta sa atin, pag nababanggit nila yon, sabi naiintindihan natin. Kahit na patago, okay pa rin sa atin yan. Pero ako naniniwala, talagang may takot at agam-agam ang ating mga kababayan. Kaya sabi nga nila, kung nakakahawa yung takot, nakakahawa din yung tapang. So, basta kung saan tayo pumunta, kung saan tayo nangangampanya, naririnig din naman natin at nararamdaman din natin yung mga gustong sumuporta sa atin. Talaga rin nakikita natin yung gigil. Ako naniniwala, walang gigil dun sa kabila eh. Dahil alam nila maraming pera, alam nila yung mga yan ay, di ba, sabihin na nating hinahakot yung mga crowd, etc. Di ba? So, napaka-traditional. So, sa amin, nararamdaman natin yung gigil. Alam nila na ito, underdog ito. May ganun ding, sabihin na nating sentimiento na malaking bagay dahil ang ating mga botante, pag nakakita ng underdog, sabi nga mas lalong nagkakaroon ng gigil at nagkakaroon ng simpatya.
So, paano nyo binabalance pala yung messaging nyo or yung campaign? Kasi social media ba, malaki na ang role ngayon compared to, TV is still number one.
Yes,
So,
yes.
How do you balance between social media, ground campaign?
Well, with much difficulty, given the limited resources, para kaming, how do you distribute 2 loaves of bread and fish to the multitudes? Kailangan magmilagro. Pero, the upside to that is, tinitiyak natin na bawat piso ay nagagamit sa ayos na paraan at hindi nawawaldas o hindi nasasayang. So we do have TV ads, sabi ko, hindi siya katulad ng kabila, pero at least, in fact, meron kaming, yung latest poll lumalabas, na mas maraming nakakakita ng ads namin sa populasyon kesa dun sa kabila. Ibig sabihin, it's a sufficient utilization of the resources, placing it carefully, with care. Kasi,
Napaka-fragile
kasi
naman ito.
kukunti na lang. No, but you see the result in one of the commissioned surveys, na privately commissioned, our ads are actually hitting more people or being viewed by more people than their ads, which means it's properly placed and carefully selected. So ganon. The same with social media. We do have a minimal budget and it's not regular, di ba? Kumbaga sa tindahan hindi kami open 24 hours. But the times that we are open, we make sure na well-directed siya. But I think ultimately, in the end, sa anumang kampanya, ang ultimate na talagang magpapasya ay yung tao. At yung dapat talagang bigyan ng oras at panahon, balikan yung tao at kumbinsihin sa pamamagitan ng harapan na pangungumbinsi, yung door-to-door at house-to-house campaign.
I think yun nga, Senator, maybe pwede mo pang explain yung project Makinig Ninyo. That was, it happened even before the campaign,
Just before
no?
the campaign, in October, we
Yes.
launched it. Nagkaroon kami ng nationwide listening, door-to-door listening campaign. Pinakinggan natin ang hinaing, ang saloobin ng ating mga kababayan. Nag-umpisa yan October hanggang December. And we were able to mobilize 10,000 volunteers in over 100 districts, legislative districts, and 100,000 conversations. Yung saloobin na yun, yung ano ang mahalaga sa ating mga kababayan, ano ang magandang proyekto na dapat ipatupad sa bansa, sa kanilang mga komunidad, nilikom natin lahat yun, doon natin binuno yung ating 8-point program ng Otso Diretso. Base yun sa aktual na salaysay ng ating mga kababayan. And that's why, naniniwala tayo, pagka isiniwalat itong 8-point program na ito, tagos ito sa mga kagustuhan at interes at nais bigyang pansin ng ating mga kababayan. And then we shifted into the persuasion phase. We started with 2,000 volunteers. In February 12, we hit around 50 districts first week. And we're going to hit over 600,000. We've hit over 600,000 households last weekend. But we still have 5 weeks to go. And it's close to 100% increase every week.
So yun yung non-traditional aspect ng inyong
Na
campaign.
door-to-door.
Yes,
Na talagang ngayon dinadala natin yung 8 kandidatura at yung kanilang track record at yung kahalagahan ng bakit dapat magkaroon ng Senado na hindi na corrupt-free. Yun ang dinadala natin ngayon door-to-door.
Pero volunteers, these are volunteers.
Volunteers.
They are not part of any local political party.
Hindi. Yung iba dyan, membro ng ating partido. Yung iba dyan, halo-halo naman yan, pero ang bulto niyan, volunteers. Na, ang kapalit lang ay t-shirt. At konting pamerienda. Pero everything else, they do, tsaka nga, weekends kasi may trabaho yung mga yan. Although some of them are in fact willing, pagdating ng malapit ng halalan, kaya nilang araw-arawin nila. Para
Sila din yung magiging poll watchers? Or...
Yes, volunteer poll watchers and vote delivery. Meron pang third phase, yung go out and vote. So, tatawagan ng ang kanilang mga napuntahan na, i-remind na tapos na bumoto. Tapos meron din tayong kodigo, yung sample ballot.
ballot.
Pero kodigo na lang, na walong pangalan, yun, ipapakalat din natin. Na sila mismo ang gagawa, o kaya pagagawa din natin sa mga napuntahan natin, sila mismo, kung naniniwala sila sa Otso Diretso, ilagay nila yung kodigo nila, dali nila pagdating ng araw ng halalan.
Noong 2010, may volunteers kayo, but you also worked with politicians.
Yes,
no?
yes. We're still working with politicians. Yun nga lang, hindi tulad nung dati na marami. At dahil pati politicians ngayon, pagka sinuportahan mo yung Otso Diretso, may mga sinasabi niya, ilalabas ka sa narco-list. Merong talaga, ditong nakaraang 3 taon, pag ikaw ay nasa Liberal Party, pag hindi ka, pag-iinitan ka, meron nga yung bahay sa Mindanao, stinrafe eh. Tapos yung Liberal Party na mayor, nagpaalam sa akin na hindi na ako pwedeng manatili sa partido kasi inaakusan na ako na nasa narco list ako, etc. Na-strafe na yung bahay ko. So merong ganong pananakot na nangyayari dun sa mga oposisyon at mga membro ng partido. So hindi tulad nung dati na maraming politiko, meron, mangilan-ngilan. Kaya ang ating naging strategiya, doon sa mga lugar na wala tayong suporta ng politiko, doon tayo sa volunteer.
Yes.
Doon tayo dumiretso sa tao mismo. Kung NGO yan, kung people's orgs yan, at online volunteers. In fact, yung nag-umpisa kaming mag-training ng mga volunteer, yung una naming training na 50, 30% doon, more than 30% online na nag-enlist dahil gusto nilang sumama.
Mga bata, I mean, young volunteers.
Well, merong young, pero ang bulto pa rin yung mas nakaka... You know, the data from the COMELEC provides that only 20% of ages 18 to 24 are actually registered. 80% have not registered. They are not...
Parang malungkot yan.
Well, totoo. And then, nawalan na, parang they're tuned out.
Yes.
Siguro, iniisip nila. And I can't blame them up to that extent na, ano ba ito? Puro, di ba? Nanalo yung LP ng 115 na kandidat na congressman.
Yes.
Pagdating ngayon, 17 na lang ka. Nagsilipat, di ba? So, parang sinong matutuwa sa ganyang klaseng politika? Which we are trying our best to redefine, no? Political parties and the party itself, our party at the moment.
I think one final question na lang to. Why is it important that, or what can happen to a Senate na dominated by Duterte candidates? Kasi 3 na lang kayo doon sa Senate, no? You, Senator...
4, pero yung isa
cannot vote.
Yeah.
She can't vote. So you only are 3 opposition senators.
Well, ito na lang. Kung halimbawa yung Senado nitong nakaraang 3 taon ay puro sunod-sunuran at puro sip-sip, dapat nag-charter change na tayo. Dapat wala nang eleksyon ngayon. Dapat term extension na ang ating mga nakaupo, lalo na sa Kongreso. Dahil yun yung gustong itulak. Wala na munang eleksyon, di ba? Hold over muna ang mga politiko habang kinakalikot at binabago yung saligang batas. Baka nangyari na yun. Kung sunod-sunuran yung Senado, baka napasa na yung death penalty. Baka napasa na yung minimum age of criminal liability na 9 years old. Gusto nila ikulong, gusto nila di ba? Kung yung Senado ay hindi independyente, kung hindi siya sunod-sunuran, ganun ang mangyayari. Kaya napakahalaga. The Senate as an institution has to remain independent. Not because we want to be we want to block. Itong sa China, bakit 300,000 nating mga mangingisda ay apektado na, hindi na mangisda sa ating karagatan dahil tinataboy sila ng mga Chinese na mga Coast Guard. Sinong tumatayo? Sinong naninindigan? Sinong tumututol? Bakit itong mga kontrata na patrimonial assets, aba, pwede na palang isanla yung ating karagatan, tapos mapapasa kamay, malalagay sa kamay ng mga Chinese dahil hindi tayo makabayad. Tapos, kung mayroong question, ide-debate, may debate, mayroong hindi, may dispute, saan dadalhin? Sa China. Sino ang mag-arbitrate? Yung China, sa China. Mga batas nila. Anong panalo natin dun? Diktadura yun. Pag sinabi ng Estado, walang kapanapanalo dapat dyan ang Pilipinas, ha? Sinong... And that's why the Senate, at yun na rin, yung 10 billion na Rice Competitive Enhancement Fund, di ba? Competitive Enhancement Fund, 10 billion yun para sa rice farmers, para mabigyan sila ng suporta. Kung mga kurakot ang ihahalal natin, na walang kadala-dala, mabilis pa sa alas 4 kung saan na mailalagay yung bilyong-bilyong halaga na nasa kamay ng gobyerno. Kaya napakahalaga na tiyakin na ang Senado ay nandyan ang maninindigan, nandyan ang hindi sunod-sunuran, nandyan ang hindi magnanakaw. Yun ang hamon sa darating na halalan.
So honesty and integrity matter, di ba? As opposed to what was...
Definitely. It does not only matter, it is required.
Yes.
In our Constitution, and it is required of our laws, that public officials must be honest.
So Senator, before we go, any final message or last words for our viewers?
Well, napakahalaga nga ng Senado na independente. Mahalaga ang papel ng ating mga kababayan. Ako naniniwala, hindi sa politiko ang huling baraha. Ang huling baraha sa ating demokrasya, sa ating mas magandang ekonomiya, na mas maayos na pamumuno, ang huling baraha ay yung botante mismo. Ang taong bayan mismo, pag tumaya, pag nanindigan para sa Senadong hindi sunod-sunuran, para sa Senado na hindi hinahalal ang mga magnanakaw, pag ang taong bayan ang tumaya, palagay ko, walang anumang puwersa, kahit bilyon-bilyon pa yan, ay mawawala at mawawalan ng saysay dahil yung taong bayan na mismo ang naninindigan. So, kinakailangan natin, sa amin, humihingi kami ng mga volunteer. Mayroon pa tayong 40 days, pumunta lang sa otsodiretso.ph, tumawag lang sa 924-888-2019. 949-888-2019. Mag-volunteer at kami tatawag sa inyo at ilalagay natin kayo dun sa ating kampanya, dun sa ating campaign group. Mahalaga ang demokrasya pero kinakailangan tumaya tayo.
On that very compelling message, thank you very much, Senator Pangilinan, and thank you to our listeners and viewers. So, at stake are 12 Senate seats, and the Senate is a very important institution that should remain independent. So, it's all up to you, the voters, to decide whom to send to the Senate. Thank you for joining us.